Today I'm going to take you through how to get started in your personal and family finance course. I like for my students to scroll down and click on the green Go button before they start each module. When you click on the green Go button, it'll take you to a help page. On this page, you're going to find frequently asked questions that will help you throughout your course. Below your frequently asked questions, you're going to see study guides for each module. Before you begin a new module, I'd like you to go ahead and download the study guide. I'm using Google Chrome, so my study guide will download to the bottom left-hand side of the page. I can go ahead and click on the file, and it will open up my study guide. You can either print the study guide and fill it out by hand, or you can save it on your computer and fill it out in Microsoft Office or whatever word processing program you choose to use. The study guides are meant to help you pull out the important information as you read. Please keep in mind this is not the only important information, this is simply a guide. You may wish to take additional notes as you're reading. You'll also find definitions for all the key terms you're going to come across as you're reading your lessons. This is very helpful for understanding the material. Once you've downloaded your study guide for the module, go ahead and close the module and the help page and go back to your announcements page. You'll want to go ahead and scroll up to the top of the announcement page and click the tab that states lessons on the far left-hand top side of the page. On this page, you're going to go ahead and click Segment 1, Module 1, and Lesson 101. This is where you'll start to read your lessons. As you read through your lessons, you're going to see words in bold print. These are those key words that we were talking about that you'll see at the very bottom of your study guides. When you reach the end of the Lesson 101, go ahead and click the right arrow, and that will take you to the next lesson. The first 5 or 6 lessons in each module will be reading assignments. Once you've completed the reading, you'll come to your critical thinking questions. This is the first assessment that you will submit. It is important that you read all the directions for each assessment. You'll be asked to use details found in the lessons to support your answers. This means that you're not searching the internet to find the answers, but rather using what you've just read. It is okay to include some prior knowledge, and we'd love for you to include your personal experiences. But in order to receive full credit, you'll need to include details from the lessons written in your own words. You're only to answer 2 out of the 5 questions, and then answer them in a minimum of 3 to 5 sentences. Even though this is not an English class, you're expected to capitalize your I's. Your sentences should be complete, informative, start with capital letters, and end in punctuation. I also expect you to always proofread before submitting your assignments. Once you're ready to complete the assessment, you can highlight the questions and copy them by either clicking Control-C or right-clicking and hit the word Copy. Then you'll want to go ahead and click on your Assessments tab on the left-hand side, and that will take you to a list of the assessments that you'll submit for this class. So we're working on Lesson 106 for your critical thinking. You'll want to go ahead and click on that. Scroll down to where it says Student Comments, and you'll want to paste your questions into this area. You can paste by either hitting Control-V or right-clicking and hit the word Paste. Now you only have to complete 2 out of the 5 questions, so go ahead and click on which 2 you want to submit, and then be sure to put some spacing in between your questions and delete the other questions that you're not going to be answering today. Once you've completed your answer and you're ready to submit your work to be graded, you'll want to check the Submit button for grading, and then Submit. So click this button here, it says Submit for Grading, and then click Submit for Grading, and that will send it to me to grade for you. If for some reason you're not ready to submit and you're interrupted and have to stop your work, you can go ahead and click on the Save for Later button. And then you'll be able to come back later to complete your work. Once you've submitted an assignment, it will no longer show up in your Assessments tab. So where do you find it if you need to make corrections and resubmit? You'll want to go up and check on your Gradebook tab. That will be on the left-hand side of your page. Here you can find every assessment that has been submitted or will need to be submitted. To resubmit an assessment, click on the assessment title, and it will open up just as it did in the Assessments tab. You can make your changes down in the Student Comments area, and then resubmit for grading by hitting the Submit for Grading button and Submit for Grading. In your gradebook, you'll be able to see how many points you've earned on each assessment. So this is your possible points and your points earned. The date that you've submitted the assessment, so April the 10th, and then open it up to read the comments for the feedback. You can also scroll to the bottom of the gradebook to see your current percentage or grade and to see the total number of assessments that you have submitted. There are 44 assessments for this course. The second assessment that will be submitted for each module will be your lab. We can go back to the Lessons tab, click Segment 1, Module 1, and then Lesson 107, which are your lab questions. Again, it is very important that you read all of your directions. You are asked to read through the questions first before watching the video for this lab. For this lab and most of the labs that include videos, you'll also have transcripts available for you in case you're having trouble viewing or loading the video. You can scroll down just to the bottom of the page and click on the link. You will again choose 2 out of the 5 questions. Now on this module, there's 6 that you can choose from. But again, be sure that you answer within a minimum of 3 to 5 complete and informative sentences. I'll be looking for details from the labs to support your answers. Your answers will be submitted in the same way that you submitted Lesson 106. The third assessment that will be submitted will be your discussion questions. So you can go ahead and click the arrow to the right, and this will bring up your 2 discussion questions. The directions instruct you to answer each question in one full paragraph, which means no less than 3 to 5 sentences. The assessment will be submitted just as the others were. However, you'll also want to post your answers to the discussion group and reply to another student. You'll want to watch the recording for how to post to the discussion group and to see how this is done. When you've submitted your discussion questions, you're getting close to completing your module. You can go back through the lessons to do your review. You can also click the right-hand arrow. And here are some quiz review and study tips. Be sure to read through all of them. At the bottom of this page and at the end of every module, you're going to have a quiz review game. So go ahead and look through the review game just to see if you're prepared to take your assessment. After completing the review, you'll be ready to submit for your model quiz. You'll want to go back to your assessment tab and open up the quiz. And the quiz for Module 1 is Lesson 110, Families and the Economy. Quizzes may only be open once, so be sure you're ready to take your quiz when you click on it. If you get locked out, contact me immediately. We also have a podcast for every module. So if you go back into Lessons, Segment 1, Module 1, you can go to the very end, and here's your podcast review. So that way, for some reason you're having difficulties viewing the lessons, you can go ahead and read the text version, or you can listen to it as well. So now you're ready to start the class. But remember, feel free to always give me a call, email, or text me if you have any questions.